So let's go to Cisco. I'll sip on a little scissor. Let's go. Cisco. I almost typed in /Cisco, which we're going to have to get used to doing that. Because again, when these single stock futures come online in the summer, I guess, right? It's going to be /NVIDIA, right? /Meta, like / TSLA. And man, it's gonna really be something. But anyway, let's go into Cisco. So Cisco, $86 stock, has earnings tonight after the bell. I'm a little bit surprised they're still in business, but I'm kind of thinking, why don't we? I mean, Cisco, what do they do? What does Cisco do? Are they a hardware company? Are they a software company? Are they somewhere in the middle? Like, I can't remember. I think Cisco's hardware, right? Don't they do like routers and stuff? And so I think I'm right on that. I may not be right on that. In fact, I don't feel too good about that. But I'm kind of thinking, I mean, I was looking at this earlier. And, Amelia, of course, was helping me out. I tried to do this one on my own, but she corrected all of my mistakes. You got the stock at 85, almost 86. What if we buy an 86, we sell a 91, and we buy a 96? So this is going to be a $5 wide, expected move butterfly to the upside. And guys, take a look at that cost. 98 cents. This guy is less than $1. Like the total risk on this trade, remember, is what you pay for it. Like when you buy a butterfly, the most you can lose is whatever the debit that you pay is, right? And so if I'm only paying 98 cents, if I'm only paying $1, like this is the most I could potentially lose on the strategy. And so that's one of the huge benefits of an expected move butterfly. Now you probably want to be a little bit more Johnny on the spot than I am necessarily. I mean, with SPX this morning and, other examples in the past where, we had an opportunity to cash it out for a winner. We missed that opportunity and we did not get another opportunity. And so you want to make sure that you are at the ready, at your station, ready to go if you're going to do an expected move butterfly for an earnings event. At least, kind of see what happens on the opening bell, the following day. But for us here, it's only $1 or thereabouts. I mean, this is a really, really small position. And so we can take a little bit of a shot. Let's take a little bit of a shot and let's kind of see what the powers that be have to say tonight on the Cisco earnings call. I mean, we can make up to $4 on the trade, and we're risking $1. Now, again, as I've said many times before in the past, when you're looking at a maximum profit on an expected move butterfly, it's a bit of an illusion in a lot of ways because you're never going to get anywhere near that unless you were to pin the short strike at expiration. So you need both of those things to be true. At the very end of the option's life. It's not a very likely outcome. And so it's not something I'm going to go for. But, if we get the move that we want, could we potentially see this guy worth, $2 tomorrow, maybe $2.50? Yeah, I think so. I think that's reasonable. And so we'll temper our expectations accordingly. But still, I mean, I like taking the shot here because it's only $1. Right? It's only $1 and we can take a shot. And that's what's great about expected move butterflies. That's why I like to use them so much because they do give you a fairly cheap way, an inexpensive way to take a directional shot in a stock, in a market where nobody knows. Nobody has a single clue where things are going. Like nobody has an absolute, not the faintest, foggiest idea of where these things are going. But we can take a shot. Like we can certainly kind of put ourselves out there and see if we can get a little upside rally in Cisco from earnings. And so, all right, so Cisco to the upside. Did I put that guy on? I didn't even put it on. Oh, I meant to put it on. Hold on. Did I push that out? No, I did not. Okay. Let me go back in here. 90, 86, 91, 96. Yeah, for $1.01, $1.02. And so here you go. We're playing Cisco to the upside. So there you go. I will get you out of the money puts ready to go. For those of you that want to make some money, be playing the opposite side of my trade. And I will be buying those out of the money puts. And so let's go ahead and let's go for $1.04. All right, no takers at $1.04. Let's try $1.05 maybe. Mid price is $1. The markets are a little bit wide, which is really unusual for a stock that's not really a high price stock. I mean, $86 stock. What is the liquidity in Cisco? It's 4 stars. I mean, 4 stars, and we're having a hard time getting filled. That's interesting to me. Maybe we're about to get improved. Maybe there's a little cat and mouse action. Let's try $1.07. Gotta get filled at $1.07. Wow, no takers at $1.07. What is this stock? Man, hold on a second. What's going on with Cisco? Let me look at these markets. Now I'm curious. Let me look at this. Yeah, I mean, okay. So first of all, this 86 call, look at that. 15 cents wide. That's a little bit of a problem. There's 91 call, 7 cents wide. That's a little bit of a problem. And then let's delete that just so I can scroll down on the screen. The 96 call, this is the tightest market of the bunch at 5 cents wide. So while I'm waiting for that to fill, we'll get it filled here in a second, but let me use this opportunity. This is something we talked about just recently. I think it was last week or maybe the week before, or maybe it was 2024 at this point. I don't know, but it's pretty recent. Isn't it crazy to think that 2024 was 2 years ago? 2024 was 2 years ago. Man, that is bonkers crazy. Like I can't even process that. It's still 2018 in my mind. It's still like 2018. I'm like, all right, man, let's do it. Like we're just cruising. Like COVID wasn't even a thing yet. I'm like, man, but it's 2026. That's some crazy stuff. But anyway, I digress. When when you're having to navigate multiple bid-ask spread differentials, when you have multiple legs in a strategy, like an iron condor, like a butterfly, it just becomes increasingly more difficult to get filled, even in a stock that's fairly liquid. Now, I don't know that Cisco is going to be a fairly liquid stock. I know it's got the 4 stars, but that might be more like an honorary 4 stars. That might be more like a Matthew Stafford MVP type of deal, where it's like, did he really earn it? I don't know, man. It's more of a participation trophy. And so I think with Cisco here, it's kind of a similar situation. But either way, it doesn't matter. You could be dealing with the most liquid, medium liquid, least liquid, whatever. Whenever you throw more legs into the mix, going from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and beyond even, it just becomes more difficult to get filled at a decent price because you have to navigate all those bid-ask spread differentials. And so anyway, let's try to get filled though. I'd like to go ahead and get this trade on. $1.07. Man, Cisco must be rallying too. That might also be a problem. Let's do like $1.10. I just want to get one. All right, so we got filled at $1.10. We started at what, $1, right? $1.02, and we ended up getting filled at $1.10. And so somebody picked us off there, and I'm not exactly sure who it was. Probably Vinny Batista. But anyway, I digress. And so okay, let's go ahead and let's see here. Where are you guys at? Let me surprise and delight somebody else in the house. Where are we at? Can I find somebody? Oh, you guys are helping me out. So N1C is talking about Cisco, or Ash Finn. Meanwhile, Cisco powers our stomachs through the restaurants. Okay, so Ash is talking about the food Cisco, right? So there's 3 Ciscos, just to make sure everybody is clear, right? There's food Cisco, there's tech Cisco, and then there's R&B Cisco. Right. So these are the 3 Ciscos that everybody needs to be aware of. And they're all very, very different. I'm not sure there's a ton of overlap in the Venn diagrams across all 3. There might be a little bit, between like R&B Cisco and tech Cisco. I would think that maybe 20-25% of the Venn diagrams overlap. But yeah, so Ash Finn is hooking us up with the food Cisco, which is SYS. But N1C says they make switches and routers. That's what it was, routers. And they tried selling software and everything else and failed a lot. Yeah, so maybe Cisco needs AI to start vibe coding some stuff for them. And so okay, yeah, they do like hardware stuff. Yeah, I mean they tried software and it didn't work. Okay, so there you go. And then 0703 says many places use Cisco VPN security for remote work logins. Yeah, I don't use that. Maybe I need to be using that. I don't know. But the powers that be have not informed me that I need to be using that, and so I'm not using it. But okay, so we have an idea what Cisco is doing. That's good because we're bullish. And so let's go.
Thanks for watching. If you want more context and more ways to think about markets, check out more of our videos. And don't forget, give us a like, comment, subscribe, and watch Tasty Live.